What is up, Panda YouTube? I'm here with iBDW and Samurai Panda, CEO of Panda, and we're going to be playing Smash Superlatives. We're going to get a category, we have stock icons, and we have to rank them and try to one-up each other.
All right, so our first category is most stylish gameplay.
I already got, this is easy for me.
I don't think any of the characters I have are super stylish. Starting with Ness.
Ness has one thing.
Wait, what?
Ness has one thing
Melee?
in its yo-yo glitch.
Yeah, it's fun to watch a Ness player. There's like 3.
I don't think Ness is that stylish. You got the yo glitch. I don't even think it's stylish. I think it's just like funny. It's
Yeah.
like troll.
You can
You
troll
can, but
stylishly.
it's definitely not that stylish. I think Melee's a lot of style in it.
I will go Luigi. Luigi, in my opinion, is very not style. He just wave dashes and hopes.
All right, so this is a bit of an argument, but a little more stylish than Luigi, Jigglypuff.
You are so lucky Toussaint exists.
I was literally going to say,
You're
like,
so lucky
Toussaint is
Toussaint
actually
exists.
sick.
You're so
So-
lucky Toussaint exists.
All right, so there you go. Because Toussaint exists. I mean, look, Juan plays optimally, but the other Jigglypuffs, you can be very, very stylish the rest. A little bit more stylish than Luigi.
Unless they crouch cancel, then it's just lame.
Yeah.
Crouch cancel rest will always be lame.
I do think Mario's a little more stylish than Puff. There's some, you watch like Nuns Mario.
Yeah.
In the year of our Lord 2022, Ice Climbers.
You should have saved that.
Ice
Ice Climbers are so cool.
Ice Climbers
very
are
cool.
awesome.
Ice Climbers are so
I
cool.
think that I have some better ones, also maybe biased.
There was actually a point in time, so people probably don't remember we had Wobbles on our team for a while. And
He was,
I forgot.
Battle of
you
the
had
Five
Wobbles.
Gods combos he got.
Yes. So Wobbles had this thing where he hated wobbling. Like he felt like wobbling just made his opponent salty, and he hated like making people hate him. So he actually tried for a while, sort of perfecting the like zero to death combos off of throws. Just all these incredibly stylish handoff combos and things. They were insane, and they were so cool. I've never seen an Ice Climber master that. I don't know if it's even possible to master it, honestly. But
Slug's
like,
pretty close right now.
Slug's really
yeah,
good.
Slug's nasty.
Slug honestly is one of my favorite players to watch at the moment, just because it's so sick.
I realize I agree with you because I think the second best melee clip ever is an Ice Climbers clip.
Yeah.
Which is the one that Wobbles got on Mewtwo King on Yoshi's, where like the up throw
Yeah.
jab reset.
All right, so this is a bit of an argument, but slightly more stylish than Ice Climbers. I think it's actually Zelda, and only because of the kills. And
Specifically the Plup kill on Armada, you're biased.
okay, yes. Well, look, it's
I'm gonna intervene, but I'll let you do your argument.
so my argument is this. All right, when you switch to Zelda, you switch and you get the kill. Like when you finish a match with Zelda, that is incredibly hype. The style is there in very, very, very small bursts. Like you can't play an entire match with Zelda and be
Clearly.
stylish the entire time. You can't. She doesn't have the tools. But when you play her for those like 30 seconds of a match, like everyone pops off. That is extremely exciting.
Disagree. I think it's more BM than style, and I don't think the two are the same.
Well, I think he's talking about like, let's say someone messes up the edge guard. Why does there up go so far in
I
there?
just don't think there's any universe that's more stylish than Ice Climbers.
I mean, I agree.
If it's 2018, yeah, agreed. I
think
I'm gonna
it's
have to give it.
this.
I'm gonna have to give it to you. I don't think there's a universe that Zelda's more stylish than Icy's in 2022.
I'm okay to be out of this round.
I'm gonna say appeal to ESAM and just say Pikachu,
Pikachu busted.
mostly because box ledge cancels are absolutely insane.
They're so cool.
yeah.
Edge
And they-
cancels with Pikachu in general.
I'm gonna say
down
they
air ledge
single-handedly
cancels.
caused Bobby to break 3 different keyboards.
3.
Way faster than Ice Climbers. Way more consistently good punish game from not just in the corner, because Ice Climbers are mostly handles. Handles
Yeah.
are still guaranteed in the corner. It's like people think Ice
Yeah,
handles
yeah.
are hype. It's just you get them guaranteed in the corner. There is nothing about it. It's just somewhat hard. Pikachu has some crazy stuff. Up air is like 5 different hitboxes.
I think the weak up air combos, like the weak like pulled backs to like go to platforms, are absolutely sick. And
That's what I'm saying.
I want Axe to get good. If Axe gets good at those,
Yeah,
because he's
fair
still not
cancel up
great.
smash. I just think Pikachu's nasty. Also,
Yeah, he would just win.
on Pikachu. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
So you agree Pikachu's more hype than Ice Climbers?
I mean, yeah, I think Pikachu's sick. I'm gonna go with Mewtwo. Double jump cancel automatically makes every character cool. Yoshi is sick in melee, and Mewtwo is sick, but bad.
I disagree about Yoshi.
Wasn't Ness the bottom of that pile?
But Ness is stubby and Mewtwo has forward air, which is cooler than literally every move on Ness's kit. And also he has edge cancels. And also the down B kills off stage, which is like a Falcon knee that does 2%.
I know that I'm supposed to try to win, but I just don't think I'm getting past that with my characters.
You agree?
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting past it with my characters.
Mewtwo's sick.
No, Mewtwo was a safe bet. I had Link as my other one. I wasn't getting
I
it.
love Young Link.
Our second category is hardest to play well.
I win.
The easiest to play well among my group.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, if you tell your friend, play Melee, what character are you telling them to play?
I say Martha or Sheik.
Martha F Smash. Well, it's play well, remember.
Right.
Playing well is different.
Like, you have to learn to kind of play against Marth. So, like, he's almost like against a lot of players that are new to the game.
I mean, he's a scrub killer.
Exactly.
Like, very obviously.
Exactly. Yep.
This is slightly harder to play well. Sheik only because of Fox. If Fox didn't exist, then it would not be harder to play well. But have fun beating every single floaty early on and then not being able to tech chase because Fox actually will just run you over.
Exactly, because it doesn't take skill to shine, to tech shine.
Nope.
And I feel like a lot of her combos are really unintuitive, and she doesn't have range, so like you're just gonna get beat up by Marth and also Spaceys.
The thing is, Marth has a hard time comboing here. So Marth will be fairly easy. It's mostly Fox.
Okay.
Fox is the reason that this character is not better.
And Puff.
Especially early on. And Puff.
Especially at low level.
Yeah.
When as a very, very low, I would go into my locals, a very low player, crouch canceling just makes her so annoying.
Yeah.
Because like everyone just crouch cancels.
Just gotta grab.
I'm like, okay. Yeah,
gotta grab.
exactly.
And then she has very easy throw follow-ups, so
Yeah.
it's still harder than Marth. I'll go with Link. So inherently, low tiers are harder to be good with. At a not super top level, he's still pretty simple because you're just gonna hope you're getting like up B weak hits off stage with like Foxes that are messing up recovery. You do have like a lot of kill moves in up B and down air. And like bomb down air isn't the hardest thing to do in the world, even if it is harder than down throw forward air with Sheik. And also he gets matchup checked by literally
we're talking 3 into a local, so that's fine. Most people aren't gonna match up 3 into a local.
Exactly.
Ganondorf. So I think Ganondorf is harder to play well, and it's simply because the matchups. There's so many Spaceys. So there's so many Fox players out there right now, and Sheiks. Like the characters that are top tier demolish Ganondorf to the point that I see players just rage quit against Ganondorf because they're like, yeah, or like just refuse to play Ganondorf because they're like, yeah, why?
Problem I have with this is that Ganon has too many moves that are way too easy just to absolutely own a bad player with.
Because you can do like
know
short
what?
hop back air auto cancels
I
too.
actually disagree because like, again, I have the experience of going back and trying to play Melee again like this year. And like trying to like, you know, really get good at it. Ganondorf was the character I loved when I was young. That was the character I played, you know, so much. And going back and playing it, I could not move.
But did you play Link?
No, but just because apparently a character is less popular doesn't mean that they're necessarily harder.
I don't think it's less popular. I think we're trying to say harder to play at a 3 and 2 level.
I think Link is harder at every level.
I think Link doesn't have easy options that'll get you kills or make people as nervous as Ganondorf does.
Because like Link,
so
has
I would
to
say
kind of
Ganon's
work to get
almost
his
certainly
kills.
going to be harder. Link has to work way harder.
As in Ganon's easier.
Yeah, I think Ganon's definitely easier.
He has to work harder, but does that mean that he's harder to play?
Yeah, I think so.
Because like Link has to get like edge
Absolutely, I
guards.
think so.
Like Link has to win neutral already to get a kill because his Nair wallet's broken because of how long it lasts. Ganon just forward airs from center at 95 and people die.
Yeah, I don't think Ganon's harder to play at that level. I think Ganon, weirdly enough, is actually harder to play at the top 100 level than Link. I don't think 3 into a local. That's why I asked specifically for that definition.
Yeah.
All right, okay, I can see that argument.
Okay, so unfortunately I'm going to have to go with my hardest card. That's going to be Pichu for one reason. Pichu has a chain grab, yes. If you're going 3 into a local, you're not getting FD. That's getting banned. So that character in a best of 5 is going to be absolutely brutal to play because you're going to have to deal with somehow finding kills on an up air that is 3%. The only plus is you have a small hitbox and a good up smash, which is minuscule. And there's a reason that you have never seen a top Pichu literally ever. So I think Pichu is one of the hardest characters to play at a level 3 and 2.
You kind of went with the trump card, so I'm also going to go with the trump card. Yoshi. I think Yoshi is incredibly difficult to play because if you aren't parrying, you aren't playing the character. If you're not shield dropping consistently, you can't play the character. The fact that you can parry grabs first off is ridiculous. That doesn't make sense to me. But like he's so hard. Like the only thing that you have an advantage at like 3-2 level is like double jump armor is silly. But also Melee has so many actually true combos.
There's another huge issue with that. If you go to a shield platform and hold shield, you don't get any shields done when you get hit. So everyone who tries to hit your shield gets reversals. And what did bad
Does he have a special shield?
He takes no shields done.
I didn't know that.
Yep, he takes
That's
no
why
shields.
Amsa gets all the...
Yep,
Oh,
he takes no shields done, so
I
you
didn't
can
know
immediately
that.
shield swap. So I'm going to actually disagree because I think every bad player is going to attack your shield on a platform because they're bad. No offense to the 3 and 2ers out there. We love you. You're the reason why we still are here.
We're just comparing.
We're just comparing. So I'm going to disagree for 3 reasons. One, different properties are going to make it so that, especially players who are bad, unless they randomly have a Yoshi practice partner, which they probably don't, have no idea what the hell to do against the character. You can't edge guard the character, so you don't get killed for free. You can't get hit on a platform, and you can't poke a character. So you get free reversals, you get super armor neutral, and you're not going to get edge guarded by anyone because no one knows how to edge guard the character because it's character specific. So
No one's edge guarding Pichu either.
You don't need to edge guard Pichu, he dies at 70. So I'm going to say that Pichu is probably harder because you're going to die to everything easily, and you have almost no good tools on the good stages because you don't get your best stage. So at a 3 and 2 level, I'm going to guess that the average person is going to be much worse against Yoshi than Pichu. So I'm going to say that Pichu is definitely harder. Thank you very much.
That's fair. Category 3 is most likely to volunteer at a food shelter. So very generous. So we're gonna go with like evil people first. I would say, at least of my 4, the least likely character to volunteer at a food shelter is Falco. I feel like Falco is kind of in his own lane. He's pretty selfish. Like his personality is very like, it's my way or the highway. So he's like, I don't care.
If you're going at gameplay, he's just a dick.
Well, he's a dick in his personality too. He's the snarky one.
Ice climbers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, because I mean, honestly, they cooperate, right? Like, there's no other character in the entire game that has the spirit of cooperation stronger than Ice Climbers. So they would definitely go to food shelter.
My only argument against them is like, they're kids. They don't have money to give
They're
the food.
They're still more likely than Falco. All right, slightly more likely just because they can literally suck up food and bring it to you. It's Kirby.
Well, I think that's really high.
Kirby, like, all he does is just things to help the waddle.
Admittedly enough, I've never played a Kirby game.
The plot of every Kirby game is, the world's gonna end, Kirby saves it.
Admittedly enough, I've never played a Kirby game, so I don't know.
They're all mid, it's fine. I'm gonna go with Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario already, as a character, right?
Doctor.
He's nice, like Mario's nice.
I don't think he's a greedy doctor.
He's not greedy, he's already trying to help people, so like probably in part of his community effort, he would absolutely go to these food drives. He has a lot of money because he's a doctor, so he has the money to feed it or even fund it. It might be like the Dr. Mario food drive or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like he would be more like orchestrating it more than giving the food, but either way, that's still great. Dr. Mario and Kirby at one place would be amazing.
I will agree with that. That he'd be more likely to orchestrate. Keep in mind, Dr. Mario is a PhD. He is not an MD.
Oh, he's not likely to volunteer. He'd make his own.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
but either way, that's still
PhD,
high.
But that's not volunteer. I
So,
see where you're going.
Creating the whole thing
I see where
to enable people
Listen,
to
listen. I'm from a family of attorneys. I'm down with this.
See?
So really,
It's about
arguing
specifics.
wording? Okay.
Yeah, it's about specifics.
Dr. Mario, I do not believe actually would be likely to do the volunteering himself.
So do you not think that his professorship would be like, hey, kids in this class, do you want to go, we will all go volunteer at my own food
Is he
shelter?
more
And
likely than Kirby? That's the question. To volunteer.
Kirby's too busy saving the world. Dr. Mario's not saving the world. He's
Food
like,
shelter is saving the world. Delivering food is saving the world.
okay, but he's literally like,
delivering food is saving the world.
Kirby's in space fighting demons. Have you seen Marks?
If there's space, they have space travel.
At the beginning
He's
of
a
the game,
person.
at the beginning of the games, Kirby's like at home. He's just chilling.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's doing between saving the world. And these are the instances that we're talking about.
I'm thinking with Alan. I actually love that argument. I'm going with it. I don't think a doctor is more likely to volunteer at a food shelter.
And in fact, if it was a medical doctor, that would be even less likely, in my opinion, because if I'm going to use my
We're too busy.
Yes, we're way too busy. And if I'm going to use my time to help people in need, I can do that medically, something that only I can do. Whereas people that aren't at that same level can go and volunteer at food shelters.
And that's Dr. Allen.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel.
Fine.
All right. More likely than Kirby, I feel, is
Got a killer card.
Zelda. As a princess, you have to get out there with your people. You have to appeal to the people, right? And you have to, be part of them and show them you are, magnanimous. And she's very well loved by the kingdom as well. So I think that goes to show you that she would likely do that as probably a political stunt. And you can look at British royalty, right? They go to food shelters and things
Oh,
sometimes.
but I can't do mine as a political stunt. Got it.
No, because you're a doctor. That's not part of your job criteria. Her job criteria is she could take care of her people. So I'll go with it because I want to say who's more likely to volunteer than Zelda than the person who saved Zelda and works for her.
I will agree that he would she'd be like, I have to go volunteer. Link, come on. And he'll be like, fine. Can we establish that yes, he'll be at the food shelter when Zelda's at the food shelter every time, right?
So the question you have to ask is, if he's going to be there every time, Zelda's going to be there. Because when Zelda's not there, Zelda is going to be probably useless.
If Zelda, the only reason
saved,
Zelda
right?
wouldn't be there is that she's kidnapped, and then
he'll
he
be
is saving her.
I agree. So then my question is going to be, if he's there every single time Zelda is, you don't think there's any chance that when Zelda's not there, he wouldn't volunteer?
No, because if she's not there, she's kidnapped, and he's saving her.
After the 100 years of Breath of the Wild, they were asleep. Do you know how long it takes to get to Ganon? Do you know how many side quests there are that Link is just futzing around? There would absolutely, in a game that had a food shelter, would be like, yeah, if you go to every food shelter, you get to pet this cat to finish this achievement.
You can argue fetch quests can essentially be.
I'm with it.
All right, okay, I'll give you that.
Also, Zelda is much more likely to be at a food shelter supervising than he would be volunteering.
No, because publicity stunt, you have to be the one doing it. You
I
have to be
agree.
the one doling out the food.
I agree, but sometimes you might be overseeing, you might be running it. He's always going to be doing it. He's going to be on the line
always
every
doing
time.
it.
He's going to be on the line every time.
All right, so of the princesses,
That's a good one.
Princess Peach. She would be out there, same reasons, right, as Zelda, but Zelda is more of the royalty through blood, right? Whereas Peach, she has to constantly appeal to her people. She cares a lot about the Toads, except for the Toads that she puts in front of, punches and bullets and everything. But other than that Toad, she cares a lot about the Toads. She's always there helping them, doing things for them. You see her in multiple games doing that at the beginning, and I think that it's hard to argue there's another character in Smash Brothers as a whole that would be more likely to volunteer a food shelter than Princess Peach.
Counterpoint. She somehow gets kidnapped and endangered significantly more than Zelda.
Yes.
And in those games, you are never able to play as her.
But it's not as hard.
Except for side quests.
I would say that yes, you're right there, but to save her is a lot faster. So she gets kidnapped, but Mario's like, I can do this. There's
well,
more
Odyssey and Galaxy are pretty long games.
If you want to do the side quest, but Zelda, even if you don't do the side quest.
I think Zelda's literally down like 5 minutes or 6 minutes, and Mario's pretty slow. Like Paper Mario, from what I know,
is like a
slight
RPG.
category.
No, I'm just thinking like through the games that I know, like the speed runs. I know Paper Mario takes a really long time for the most part. I'm pretty sure 1,000 Year Door, the quickest it's done is like 2 hours.
But anyways, that's just one argument that she's being kidnapped a lot and who is easier to save. But again, I think that she is still the most likely to be at a food shelter.
Yeah, I think Peach wins.
No, I agree with you.
Because Zelda's kidnapped for like 8 years.
Well played. The last category is going to be most popular. I'm going to start with undoubtedly probably the least popular of most of the characters. It's going to be Ness.
So he's the least popular?
I would say Ness is probably the least popular character. I mean, Earthbound's a good game. I don't think it has as big of a following as most of the other Nintendo games. It's definitely not as played, at least in my game of Super Smash with Melee. Not played very frequently whatsoever. Not a great character. Cool character, but I don't think he's that popular.
Hey, he's like a loner, right? He's got like 3 friends.
At the end of Earthbound, you can walk around the entire world and literally everyone thanks you. He's a bit stronger than you, I think, put.
Slightly more popular than Ness, I would actually say, is Bowser. So
Slightly. I think it's a big jump, but
he's like the bully at school, right? The bully at school has a bunch of like people that like them. Bowser is very well liked when he does join the Allies.
I mean, I agree he's going to be more popular than Ness. I just think that any Mario character is going to be very high in popularity.
The funny thing about Bowser, as I kind of gave Ness a point, I'll take away a point from Bowser. In Super Mario RPG, his entire army leaves him. They literally are like, yeah, the other sword dude's better, bye.
And in Mario & Rabbids 2, Rays of Hope, he is going to save his army.
That's fair. I'm going to say that Pichu is more popular than Bowser. He's cute. It's the only argument I need, actually. He's literally cute. He was one of the first baby Pokemon. He's the baby to the most or second most popular video game character ever.
That's not even, like, it's an enormous jump. Is there anyone that looks at Pichu and doesn't, like, is like, nah.
People that hate babies. But yeah, I think Pichu's more liked, but also, like, in terms of popularity, he's still not picked. No one uses him in competitive. You're just using Pichu to get to Pika, so he's not super popular, but people like him.
I mean, he's definitely more popular than Bowser. I just think it's a pretty big jump. So I'll have to do another pretty big jump, and then my last one's gonna have to be a crazy argument, but I think I got one. I think a more popular than Peach is probably Luigi, your brother to Mario.
It's the same argument, but Mario's, yeah.
But also, Luigi's extremely well liked. Has his own franchise, Luigi's Mansion. Amazing game.
Hold on. What? Oh, no. There's a whole meme about Luigi just being the forgotten brother.
If there's a meme about you, you're definitely popular.
The
meme about you implies that you know that character. That definitely means you're popular.
There are memes of characters no one's ever seen before.
I would argue that character's popular then.
You remember that guy with the beard, like when the actor
if you
like, sort of
show
nods
this
at
to
you,
someone,
you know, that one.
What are the odds that they don't know who this character is?
Okay, if you're arguing with the general population, sure.
It's just whatever. It's just whatever argument you want to make it. It's an open-ended prompt.
But if we're talking about within their world, and like Luigi would not be.
We're talking about both.
I would say he's actually very unpopular within this world. He's in a mansion by himself. None of his friends want to help him.
Well, of course not. They don't want to go near ghosts. Who wants to go near ghosts?
He's the last person that wants to go near ghosts.
He's a hero.
Mario would go near ghosts.
He's a martyr.
Mario's the first one to go close to.
Admittedly, there are also ghosts in Mario games.
Exactly, and Mario jumps straight into them.
He went to save Mario.
Is that the plot of the game?
Mario got kidnapped by the ghost.
Is that the plot of the game? I have never played.
Yeah, Mario got kidnapped by King Boo. Of course Mario can't help him. He's going to save his brother.
I know I'm supposed to be arguing against Cody because I should want to eliminate him, but
I think Luigi's super popular.
There was a year of Luigi.
Who is more popular? The baby form of one of the most popular and beloved characters in the world.
Or the brother of one of the other most popular and beloved characters in the world, who also has his own franchise.
The brother of.
Who's also featured in a lot of those games. I think Luigi's more popular.
All right.
Those are close.
It's your turn.
Those are
my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
All right. More popular than Luigi, I would say DK. I mean, Donkey Kong is beloved, right? He's the hero of his series. Like, Donkey Kong is an extremely beloved franchise, character. He's got a lot of different games, spin-offs from his like sub-games too. Donkey Kong is more popular than Luigi, I think, no matter by what metric you're looking
I
at.
think Donkey Kong is more of like a niche than Luigi, but
The only negative to DK, the entire point of Donkey Kong Country 1 is to get back his bananas. He had an entire mountain full. He was the Smaug of bananas. Do you think his people are happy about that?
At what
but
point?
you still know him.
Yeah, at what point did
That's the point.
anyone say?
If you're hated, you're still known. You're still popular. It depends on
That's-
what
That's
measure.
famous.
an interesting
That's
argument.
famous,
That's an
not
interesting argument.
popular.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But like, also, I don't know because they might not have known that he had the giant horde of bananas. But that is the biggest counterpoint to him. And also, when he messes up, if you die in Donkey Kong 64, the entire island of DK's people explodes. Like, K. Rool blows it up.
No,
Whereas, like, if
wow.
you die in Mario, like, oh, Peach is kidnapped, oh, whatever, the country fell into ruin. His entire clan dies. I'm still getting it to Luigi, but I was trying.
to
I was
DK,
trying.
to DK.
Oh, sorry, to DK. Yeah. I'm going to go, this might backfire, with Sheik. Look, so listen, this is less so a in-region thing, because obviously Sheik, the entire point of Sheik is, oh, it's Zelda, and like, I don't know, how did she get out of Ganon's grasp and just magically exist, but then is also back in the
Doesn't
castle?
sound very popular to me.
But anyway, the point is, like, Sheik is an icon. Sheik is one of the most iconic video game characters ever, and I know DK has his own series, but Sheik was the first, I feel like, one of the first video games of like an, oh, twist, right? And I feel like that garners a lot of attention. Also, Sheik was really cool. Ninjas are cool. Ninjas are just cool.
Kind of feels like a one-hit wonder, though.
I agree. It's a one-hit wonder. If Sheik was
That's
that
because
cool,
Zelda became outwardly broken,
if Sheik
not
was
because
that
Sheik is cool.
then how many other games was Sheik in?
Sheik is so popular that Zelda could not be Sheik ever again because everyone would know.
Because
that's incredibly
because that takes
popular.
away like
Takes away
most
the
of her
surprise.
appeal.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If
So
the
it
appeal
becomes
is just
so
the surprise,
popular.
and you take away the surprise, and that's gone. I think arguing that Sheik is more popular than DK is
I just don't think she's gonna be
inherently-
more popular than
She's a
DK.
ninja. Ninjas are the coolest type of people ever.
Coolest doesn't
to
mean popular.
ever exist. Do you know how many ninja warrior shows
real
there
world,
are?
real world.
I think the real thing is I'm gonna look at these two and I'm gonna be like, how many people know Sheik versus DK?
Exactly.
And there's no way that anywhere near the amount of people that know about DK
In the
know
real
about
world,
Sheik.
we go out,
I
show
don't
these two
think that.
pictures
I
to
actually
someone on
don't
the
think
street.
that's true.
Oh, I think it's 100% true. Are you kidding me?
I think it's specifically our demographic that actually played Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
That at a formative age, that's the only people that actually feel that way about Sheik. Because if you're playing it later, you already know Sheik is Zelda, right? And
She's
young
still
people
cool.
now-
She has one of the best theme songs in the world.
I agree, she's cool.
She has
I
one of
still
the
think
best
she's
yeah,
cool.
I
themes
agree,
in
she's
Donkey
cool.
Kong. She has one of the best
This is
theme
not-
songs ever
this
to
is
exist
not-
ever.
This is not an argument of who's cooler. There's an argument of
Popular
who's
is
more
cool.
popular.
They're the same.
No, they're
A
not.
cool kid is a popular kid.
That's not
That's
true.
the
No,
same
not
thing.
true at all.
Those are
Not true at
synonyms.
all.
That's demonstrably
Not at all.
I'm
false.
getting
No.
screwed for this.
Goodbye.
Take your L like a man.
Nice try.
You had Falcon.
You're
What were you
Falcon.
doing?
I was trying to say Falcon for last.
Oh my God,
Dude.
you actually threw so
I
hard.
was trying to say Falcon for last.
So here's my next one. I have a question to both of you. What's
I'm out, fuck
Panda's?
you.
What's Panda YouTube's biggest demographic?
1824 is our predominant, and actually it's fairly close with the next age of Plup too.
25 to 30?
Okay, so it's mostly Ultimate Kids and Melee Kids, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Who is the most influence in those two combined right now?
That's where you're going.
Hungrybox?
Yeah.
Hungrybox. Hungrybox has the most followers of any single one of those players, I believe, right now. He gets the most views on Twitch of any one of those players right now. He plays this character, which is one of the most iconic characters in Smash and in Pokemon, whether you like it or not. And I think that this is probably one of the most popular things in Smash right now, period, as well as the world.
Who played a character that was destroying Melee? Who
Then-
was
and then-
killing Melee?
And then got a crab thrown at him, and a bunch of viewers, got a bunch of subs for it,
Yes.
and now everyone wants to watch those tournament matches. There was never a more hype moment than when Leffen and HBox hated each other. And everyone watched those sets.
arguable, but yeah.
Or
Hungrybox and Mango.
or HBox
yeah,
and
I think
Mango.
Xbox Mango personally.
Well,
yeah,
I'm talking. I remember like when
that
HBox and Leffen hated each
Yeah,
other.
I guess Leffen's more of a villain than HBox.
Everyone
yeah.
watched.
But everyone loves Mango, so like.
Also, who has the biggest documentary about them in Smash? EMP11, I'm pretty sure, is the biggest one out of all of them on HBox.
That was a really good video.
it was a very
I still
good
have not watched it, and I refuse to because I
Well,
hate
wait.
that I'm talking about Juan because I know how much he loves when people talk about him, and I thank you, Juan.
Like, thank you,
Anyway,
Juan, for
so
this
I'm sorry,
video.
I'm sorry.
Did
popular.
you just say? Well, what did you say that you
is
hate
popular.
talking about Juan?
Because he gets talked about so much and loves it.
I would argue that Juan is popular. I mean, Juan going.
What's the face of Juan?
Last weekend, Juan going Steve was like a highlight reel moment.
It was literally less important than him beating Base Mage in the Ditto.
And then now
Yes,
let
sure,
me
but-
ask you something. You think about HBox, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Pop-offs.
Pog face.
It's definitely Jigglypuff. He made an entire brand off of it. He wore a headband in tournaments.
Sure, within our community, but let's talk about other measurements of popularity.
My argument is that of the people who are viewing this right now, almost certainly out of all these characters, they know Jigglypuff more than anyone else.
I would say everyone watching this now would say that a DK that makes an upset at tournament is more fun to watch than Jigglypuff.
That's not
You
popular.
think more people?
It's more fun
You
because
think more
it's less popular. Whether or not you love it or hate it, unfortunately, because of HBox, Puff is one of the biggest faces of Smash, and I don't know that you can contest that in any way.
Okay, fine.
And
Then
one of the leading characters in the world.
I'm gonna have to pull this one out hard,
was a
but
Fox McCloud.
this one is you have to follow along with this. All right, it's a tough one. Game and Watch. Now let me just explain. So hold on. Now hold on. Game and Watch is the face of a people, of an entire populace. Game and Watch is an entire population of people, of all of his kin. This is literally an entire people's. And you are like, he is everyone. He has to be popular.
But that's only one definition of popularity, and it's least relevant to the video and to our wonderful viewers who are allowing this channel to thrive and giving us jobs.
We have now granted a win on popularity from, going out to the population. Who knows? DK overseas.
I agree.
We've argued popularity within the Smash community. Now I'm arguing popularity within their game.
Okay, sure. But the thing is, Jigglypuff has popularity in-game and out of game, in our scene, out of our scene. Game Watch has niche popularity.
I do not agree that Jigglypuff is that popular in the game.
More popular Game and Watch.
In his game,
Jigglypuff is more popular in our scene by far.
like in her universe, in the Pokemon universe, she is one of many Pokemon.
But I'm talking about in our community.
Mr. Game Watch is literally humankind. Literally all people combined into one.
Game & Watch is for boomers. And unfortunately, as time goes on, the population of peoples grow and grow and grow. So
the birth rate is decreasing now to the point that
now in 2022, babies don't know
this
either
was
of them.
1990.
So this was like
Oh,
1980s.
1980s,
This is
yeah.
like
That's even
90s.
worse. And
So-
nobody played video games in 1980s compared to even now. Video games are so
but
much popular.
I'm not arguing.
Pokemon is the number one video game in the world. You can take one of the Pokemon games. You can take one of the Pokemon spin-offs, and that has been played and sold and bought infinitely more than all of the Game & Watch games combined. So therefore, Jigglypuff's more popular.
I did not argue that as my measure of popularity.
That's not what he argued.
Well, unfortunately, your thing is. I don't care that it was what he argued. His point isn't relevant.
Is within the universe. Is within their universe. Within their game.
Mine's a princess.
It's not broad enough definition of popular, though. I have fit multiple definitions of popular on a large scale.
My character is literally also Zelda. I would say Jigglypuff is infinitely more popular.
Wait, hold on.
No golden nipples this time.
GG's.
I can't believe you guys let Jigglypuff over DK. that is not.
I literally won. I wanted to say Falcon for last because I thought y'all were gonna have someone better.
You threw.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below, comment, do all that stuff, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Yeah, leave a comment about who actually won. That last round, and I'll be reading it later.